Hello, people of the internet. This is Mad Max's Garage. If you're just tuning in, this is probably the first real video that I'm making. All the rest have been just like dash cam videos of bad drivers that I've noticed around. So this is my first repair video. I do a lot of repairs myself, both on this 97 F250, which is what we're going to be addressing today, and also on my 98 Dodge Viper, which as you can see is missing a couple pieces. So yeah, today I'm going to be addressing the radiator on this truck. As you can see right here, got a crack developing right on the top. It's starting to leak here in the middle. It's about to do the same over by the date codes, and it's about to do the same over here on the side, on the driver's side as well. While we're in here, we're going to go ahead and replace the hoses. So I've got a Mishimoto all aluminum radiator. It'll solve the plastic cracking, and some new hoses. I'm really impressed with Mishimoto because first of all, these hoses are super high quality, and it comes with the hose clamps. All the packaging is top notch. Nothing was even close to damaged. Everything is in its own specific bag, and super high quality, which is what you expect from them. Honestly, the plastic radiator, for having held up for 25 years, you can look at the date code right here. It says it was from April of 1997. This is being filmed in April of 2023. That's 25, 26 years. Yeah, this thing did pretty well. But after the continuous heat cycles and 280-something thousand miles in multiple different climates, this thing is getting tired. So time to replace it with something nicer, and this truck deserves it. This truck is so 97 F250 heavy duty 7.3 liter diesel. It's on a 4-inch rough country lift on some raceline wheels. Let's see, still 4x4 when it came from the factory. I did the compressor wheel on the turbo. Obviously done the air intake over there. It's an S&B cold air intake. Changed out the intake boot with a riffraff diesel boot. Let's see, new alternator, new AC compressor about last year. It's got a 6-position chip as well as a 3-inch downpipe to a 4-inch straight exhaust with one resonator. So nothing crazy, just a good work truck. It pulls my trailer really well with the Viper in the back and all my stuff. Whole rig weighed 17,000 pounds on my last trip, and this thing hasn't skipped a beat since. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to my other camera and we'll start getting this thing out. Alright, I hope you can hear me. My neighbor's mowing the lawn. So to start off with, we're going to start by draining the radiator. And so let me get you guys under there. So on the bottom of the back of the radiator, there's a petcock that you're going to attach some kind of hose to and route it down into a large container so you can drain all of your coolant, and then you'll open that petcock and it'll start to drain. Go ahead and take the cap off of your coolant reservoir. We're going to start unplugging the top and bottom coolant lines, the transmission cooler lines, because this is an automatic, and then there's these 3 bolts on both sides that hold these caps on, which holds the radiator down. So we're going to take that off. We got to take the shroud off as well. I'm going to try to pull the radiator without taking the fan off and without taking the shroud out of the truck. So it's going to be kind of a tight squeeze, but I think I can do it. Alright, so a quick little update. I don't even know if my other camera recorded what I have or what I was doing, but yeah, this is why I work on older vehicles that have less computers. So let's pick it up. Got this thing off of here, and it just sits down there, holds the top of the radiator in. So I gotta get this hose out. I gotta get a bunch more hoses out down there and on the other side. That top hose was kind of a struggle to get out. It was really stuck somehow on the bottom of this. There's a bunch of schmutz there, so I'll clean that off before putting the new one on. It's a little rusty down there, but it wasn't leaking before, so if it ain't broke, I'm not gonna fix it. this started leaking on that side, I guess. I don't know. The hose is working enough, but I guess I didn't have a tight enough fit or something. And we're still draining coolant. So I'll check back with you when I got more stuff coming off. Alright, so here's the update. Got the old one out. So I thought these were transmission cooler fittings, but when I pulled these off, both of these things, no fluid came out. It wasn't red. It almost looked like just a little bit of oil, but I'm pretty sure the oil cooler is in a different location. Actually, I know it is because I replaced it. It's on the side of the block. So I'm not sure where that goes or what it's from. But this thing is the only one that's not included on the new radiator. There's like a little Allen key thing that's closing that hole, so I'm going to pop this out, put it in the new one. The new one's got a bolt instead of the pitcock, which is nice because plastic I'm sure breaks. This radiator was in really good shape besides the crack on top. I've got a buddy who can use it. He said he's just going to throw some fiberglass on that crack and use it as is. So, you know, reduce, reuse, recycle or something like that. Here's what it looks like in here. I was able to get it out without taking out the fan shroud or taking off the fan. It came out nice and smooth once I got all the lines disconnected and spilled coolant all over myself. Let's see if it'll focus. Yep, look down in there. And that hole right there. Make sure that that rubber piece is still in on both sides and it gets stuck to the old radiator. I'm going to clean up a couple things, put that new fitting on, and pop the new radiator in here and try not to bend any fins while I'm at it. But so far, knock on wood, this is going pretty well. Alright, I got that little fitting moved over. It was a 3/4 inch little bolt on it. Just use a deep socket. Just set the radiator in here. I still got to push it down, get it set in. Let's see. Laid out all the hoses. Just want to make sure I've got everything I needed. What's cool is this one hose clamp was the one that's on the bottom of the radiator, and if you've looked under the truck, then you know that the core support kind of hides that. So it'd be really hard to get it at a hose clamp that's that style. So use a flathead screwdriver, and they made sure to point it down through the hole in the core support, so it's easy to get to. You know, the more you know. It's kind of cool that Ford engineers actually thought about that and thought about people working on these trucks. So I'll get this buttoned up and check back with you guys in a bit. Alright, getting it all put back together. Got all these little things in. I'm just plugging off the overflow line with that. Let me just drop it down real quick. Let's see. Yep, got all the lines back on. It was honestly pretty smooth going in. Thing fits pretty flush. It was a little bit of a struggle to get this thing lined up, but it's alright. My only complaint out of everything with the Mishimoto kit, with the hose kit, was the lower hose that comes up to the block. You can kind of see fitting right down, whoops, right there. That fitting that they supplied was like barely able to fit. So either use something bigger or just be prepared to almost open that that hose clamp up all the way and then get it cinched back down around there once you get it in there. But it's kind of a tight space, so probably just get a bigger one. Yep. I've added 5 gallons of coolant so far, and I've got one left. I think I've got some more in the trailer, but I sure hope that I've got enough. Yep. I just heard the water start getting past the thermostat, so almost full. Don't know if you guys can hear that, but I was trying to be quiet. Yeah, so just going to keep filling this up until the water starts spurting out. Start it up, burp the system a couple times, run it with the heater on for like 20 minutes, try to get all the air bubbles out, go for a drive, and make sure nothing overheats. But yeah, overall, pretty smooth install. Alright, well, I'm eating my words now. I'd said earlier that this thermostat housing, that water neck that comes up from the thermostat and goes to the upper radiator hose, said that looked alright. Nope. Apparently I was wrenching it trying to get it off and putting the new one on. It broke the seal on the gasket in there, so I'm going to see if I can find a new one around here close, because I gotta be at work on Monday. Also, I gotta find my way to the parts store, and I don't think I have enough coolant anyway. So gonna get a new thermostat housing gasket. Try to get a new one of these next, because that one's looking worse for wear anyway. And while I'm in there, might as well just get a thermostat too. Just replace that, make sure it's good. Yep, trucks are fun. Alright, well, it's the next day. And all I can say about this installation is at least the radiator went in easily. So I think the last thing I said was that it was leaking out of that water neck out the back. So it was the thermostat seal. So ordered a new water neck, obviously, new thermostat, new seal. Just put everything in new. And while I had a friend go picking that up, I tried to get the old one off and subsequently broke those front two bolts right off. I then broke an extractor bit in the left one, and then I tapped next to that one. So astute viewers may notice that that bolt is not in the stock location. And the reason that one's not in the stock location is because I broke the tap in that bolt. So neither of the front bolts is in the stock location. There was just enough material there to put a new hole next to the destroyed bolts and taps and extractor bits. So that's on. It's got some RTV in there now. I'm going to let it set for an hour and then torque it down a little more and wait a little bit longer if I can. Put some water in this thing. Yeah. So, word of the wise, if you're going to do this job with the radiator and the hoses and everything, go ahead, just like 2 days before, go ahead and spray a PB Blaster, or whatever your flavor of choice is for bolt penetrant on those bolts, and try to crack them loose as gently as possible. Maybe heat them up with a torch or something without burning the wires in the belt. But that's my 2 cents. So I'll check back with you guys when I'm filling it up with water again. Hopefully it's running again, not leaking. Alright, I hope you can hear me. I've got it running now. My 2 front bolts seem to work. One of them leaked a little bit because I drilled the hole in the wrong spot, but fixed it with JB Weld. It seems like it's leaking out of the mating surface on the rear bolt hole. I'll try to show you now. So it seemed like it was leaking just ever so slightly out of that one, so I cinched it up, and I think the leak has slowed down. Let's see. It was leaking in that puddle there, off of the engine cradle. I think it's stopped now, or at least drastically slowed down. So I broke about 3 things and fixed about the same amount. So don't be like me, plan ahead and use your desired penetrant to get bolts out instead of breaking them off. Alright, well, I won't have to call my co-worker for a ride tomorrow. I got it all put back together. Might still have a tiny leak on the back of that water neck, but it's nothing catastrophic. The oil needs topped off every time I stop at the gas station, so I'll just do the coolant too now. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in to Mad Max Garage. Please like, subscribe, give me any pointers or anything you guys want to see on this truck. Shoot them down in the comments. Let me know what you see, what you like. Alright, see you guys later.